Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the crypto coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today, we're joined by Mans Nasman. Mance, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Wayne. Awesome to be here.
Absolutely. Pleasure to have you on. I've been on your podcast twice already, so definitely want to bring you on to talk here. We talk a lot about things coming up in the cryptocurrency world. You and I have talked, in those podcasts about how I feel AI needs blockchain, blockchain needs AI, and your podcast is very focused on tech, AI, and just any other related topics. So it's a pleasure to have you on here to talk some more about you, your background, and what you've done. So before we jump into some of the topics that we've kind of talked about prior, can you share with our audience a little bit about your background and your history?
My background is I'm a serial entrepreneur in software, but I kind of found software to be a little bit limited, a lot limited. So I'm quickly moving over to AI, and there I see also crypto. So that's awesome. I had also background from helping organizations. So I was in Ronald McDonald House, Save the Children, and I love helping people in exposed situations. And I wasn't able to do that with software, but with AI we can help them a lot. So that's a little bit of my background. Also, I at the moment I'm doing a startup, and I want that to be in Silicon Valley. So, yeah, that's it.
All right, interesting. So love your background. It's always great to connect with people that have a passion for helping others, right? We can build so many great tools in the world. I think if we don't leave a positive impact, then it's all for nothing, right? If we're just doing it just to do it and it doesn't, and we can't also do things to leave a positive impact, it's all for nothing. So, I'd love to find out more, about your startup. So, is there anything you could tell us about the startup that you're working on now?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think it's pretty much a new domain within AI. So some people are working in AI conversational intelligence. Some is making AI agents that collect data from different sources and make strategies for people. So uh, what we want to do is AI. I call it AI to AI intelligence. So we enable AIs to teamwork, not like in automations, etc. For on one platform or one enterprise. We enable AIs to teamwork with each others across the globe. They will prompt each other, pay each other with crypto. That's very interesting, I hope, for you. And AI agents will sell products on this ecosystem, and there will be a lot of crypto transactions on that. And moving forward with that, we can also see companies paying salaries in crypto, and people making profits on these systems. They could set up AI agents and get affiliate money by helping others in their sales. And there will be contracts on this platform on basically everything. And you can that one possible ecosystem feature is also you could invest in an AI agent. So you'll invest and buy 50% of an AI agent like a stock. Then you will have 50% of the proceeds from the work of that AI agent in crypto as well.
Nice. That's very interesting, and I know you kind of weren't. You didn't get into this to be involved in cryptocurrency, but I think anybody that looks at AI agents being able to be autonomous, pay for services, receive funds for services, they're all going to need some sort of a wallet. Is that how you came about with the kind of linking in the crypto wallets? Because I think that it just makes sense. Because an agent is not a person; it can't get a bank account. So a digital token cryptocurrency seems like the the thing to do, I guess you would say. Is that kind of the conclusion you came up, or how did you get to that
Yeah,
conclusion?
that was one idea. Maybe it came from our podcast. So the with the perhaps the autonomous car paying for gas or electricity, and from there on, the gas station AI agent can talk to the car AI agent and also find opportunities, needs of passengers in the car if they want to buy some extra stuff to be delivered out to the car. There are so many options spinning off when you start when you design this platform, and it's got that in its basic ecosystem. We don't need to add features. It's just the way things play out when you get two or multiple AI agents to prompt each other, identify what the need is of the other one, identify tasks and move them forward, and bring more AI agents in. Just that main concept opens up these doors. And also each AI agent has a user. So, and these users, for them to help each other, for a user to go onto our ecosystem and find an AI agent of a company and help them to sell, that will also need crypto. So to have an incitament both for AI agents and people, we needed the crypto.
Ah, makes sense, and I love like how simply you're explaining it, because it's really creating, it's using AI to create efficiencies and conveniences for people, right? Like you mentioned, I've always thought about the self-driving car needing to be able to pay for its gas and pay for its maintenance, but you taking that to other levels and seeing all those ancillary businesses like, okay, it's pulling up to this convenience store gas station to fuel up, and you can have whatever items, if there are any passengers, what they would want brought out to them. I mean, I love that example you gave, because it's people, we can kind of get bogged down in trying to think of all the complexities of how we're going to use AI, what is AI going to be used for, and it could be just those simple things. Do you see AI playing a big part in terms of the sales process when you think about just any kind of salesperson, especially those that are doing business over the phone? They have leads, they have calls they have to make, through that flow of trying to close a sale. Do you see AI taking over a majority of that process?
I think no. It will do a lot of work in that process. And I talked to a sales AI entrepreneur, intelligence entrepreneur in Silicon Valley today, and they have a lot of business there. So uh, I I talked to them and I thought a lot about this. What they will have a great role. They can add their AI agent called their name and to our system. We will help them to adapt to the ecosystem, and their AI agent can be. We have something called outreach, so you can reach out to 10,000 customers or more and have your AI agent pitch, and you train it to pitch with your product so they can have that on. And then usually today, maybe the end of the sale will be done by a human. So this is nothing new. It's kind of, we're kind of already there with the tools we have, but this will be an astronomical difference. So basically, the first companies on our ecosystem putting their sales agents there, perhaps Salesforce, etc. But we're going for the smaller ones. They will have a huge opportunity to grab more part of the market.
Nice. Yeah, it definitely makes sense about the sales process you were talking about. And AI can pretty much handle a lot of those mundane tasks of that's repetitive, right? The pitch, everything else. And then when it's time to close the sale and finalize everything, you're gonna want, basically a human will take over and close that out, finalize the relationship, because people still want that relationship.
One other dimension to your question, it's what will actually happen is that AI to AI, that's what I call AI to AI intelligence. So it will be the AI pitching and doing the outreach, and they will pitch to other AIs, agents of people. So they will pitch, talk to the other AI. The other AI will be trained by the user, so it knows about pain points, what they're after. So these AIs will pitch and perhaps buy, and then the AI will move on to the next customer, and then it will bring with it the experience from the previous pitch and which what it learned, what to say, what to not to say. So it's kind of new, AI is pitching this way, so we will need a little bit less of. If you don't have time to be in the pitching sales closer, you can put it on auto drive, and you will still have good results.
Nice. Interesting stuff. So let me ask you this, because this is kind of a question I think a lot of people have. A lot of people that may, are into tech and maybe listen to this podcast and your podcast. Um, they're looking at consumer facing AI, right? They see the chat GPTs, the Claudes, the, most recently one, the DeepSeek that just came out that has had some controversy around the fact that it's Chinese created. But outside of all of that, when you're talking about building AI tools, are there certain AI models that you utilize, or is this all custom built AIs that your company is building?
For me, I lean on to my partnering companies to do all AI development, and I kind of see it as a benefit for me to not go into that. I'm trying to have a vision to set up an ecosystem with potentially with billions of AI agents, and
Hmm.
perhaps ten thousands or hundred thousands of different companies coming in with the AI agents, and we need to take care of all these people's data, all their cryptos. So I'm talking to crypto companies to be in this process, developing this, and to SaaS AI companies, AI super expert companies. So for me, it's not super important what type of LLM or solution there is. I just need the vision to work. I need the base use case example to work with this perhaps little girl on the Save the Children Foundation, a refugee in Sweden from Gaza, 5-year-old girl, and she just wants to get jobs for her parents so that they can stay, and a home, and also friends for them. These things they don't have. They have no shot at all at this. So I want her to be able to ask, get this for us, and then AI agents will start teamworking and with other peoples all around the world bring in AI agents specialized in outreach, sales, getting jobs like LinkedIn AI agents, whatever, house department owner AI agent, and the AI agents will pitch, talk to each other, and get the solutions for this little girl.
Yeah, nice. It definitely makes sense, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter. You're probably going to have APIs into multiple LLMs to get different information, but to anyone that's using the service or plugging into these AI agents, they shouldn't have to worry about all the complexities. Just that it works, right? It does what it needed to do. The AI agents can communicate with users, can communicate with other AI agents, and I think it's an interesting topic to think about. I never really, I mean, I guess the thought has entered my head before, but I never really thought deeply about the fact that in the future you'll have AI agents that are communicating with other AI agents, and in some cases, like you mentioned, pitching AI agents, right? Because just like someone can really become more efficient with AI agents that's actually helping to do a sales pitch, it's also important for the other person to say, okay, I don't have time to listen to all these sales pitches. Let the agents talk, and then we can disseminate the information afterwards and kind of figure out what's going on. So, man, I think that the possibilities are just endless when it comes to how AI could be used, and what you mentioned with Save the Children and others. I think that's really where we need to kind of look at how it could be. I mean, any technology can be used for good or used for bad, and I think we need to focus on those good use cases that will benefit the people in the world.
I agree. That sounds awesome. And I think US is in a really good position. You already are there with all your crypto tech. And I think this is a perfect product ecosystem for you to be able to early bring on all companies' AI agents and really open up markets and sales and opportunities for the users over there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's something that I think we're going to see growing. I mean, the U.S. has been prior to this year has been kind of I guess say a little bit of hostile towards crypto industries, and we're starting to see that shift now. because they realize, I mean, that's where the innovation is going. And if there wasn't a better monetary system designed for AI, it's as I mentioned before, it's digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, because these agents that will be able need to be able to do tasks, need to be able to buy compute, need to be able to just do any of these tasks. They're not going to be able to have a bank account. So crypto is definitely a place, which is why I mentioned earlier, and I mentioned in our past podcasts that AI needs crypto, crypto needs AI, and I think it could definitely benefit each other with that.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting if you think what happens for a person if every person is synced with an AI agent. Perhaps you can have multiple, but I'm thinking just one. You're synced with an AI agent. There's a new film on Netflix where they have sync with AI. It's a bit more sci-fi, but it's kind of similar here. So what happens is that people will get used to talking to their AI and let that AI do something, get in contact with another person. So the AI to AI will communicate, and they will the first one will tell the other one what's up, what the user wants to, what the mother wants to talk to, but with the kid. And the kid's AI will update on what the kid's doing, why, what's going on, what's the problems, what's the opportunities, and say that the kid might be interested in speaking in the evening because it's super busy. And so the AI agents will make this so much easier. And if you think of the repercussions of that, you will see that we will not need messaging tools. And, I won't get into the details, but we will need the social medias to come in and make AI agents, because people will not be on Messenger. They will not need to be on Facebook the traditional way. If you want to share a photo or a video with your family, you just ask your AI agent, it will do an outcast and it's done. If you want to build your network or sell products or get some new suppliers, super expert on what you need, you just don't do it on LinkedIn. You just do an outreach talking to your AI agent, and it will go do the job together with other AIs.
That's a couple of interesting things you mentioned there. I mean, definitely the that'd be a great way to move people away from social media and always stuck on their screens.
Yeah.
Um, but right, but another concept you mentioned. I mean, when you talked about parents and kids, and I kind of thought about it like, okay, if this was implemented into my own world right now, right, and one of my kids, my youngest, he struggles with certain things in school, right, and so if there was an AI agent that he was interacting with that could help identify what areas that person needs to strengthen in, like, right, what he needs to do to get better based on where his current deficiencies are, and that can help help a child through school to learn more efficiently, or even help to identify their learning style. I think that's one thing we've learned over the years is not everybody learns the same way, right? Some people that are very auditory listeners can do very well in school because all they have to do is pay attention and they don't have to study and they'll get it, whereas others need to be more visual. So an AI agent could assess and observe and kind of come up with a plan there. But then also, whether it's a kid on into adult, I mean, so many people, we have ideas of what we want our life to look like, what we'd like to achieve. Most people don't even write them down, but imagine having an agent that could basically, if you share your wants and desires and kind of what you enjoy doing, it can maybe help craft either that path that'll help potentially help you get where you want to be in life, or what you need to study and learn that could help you with those skills you'll need to do a certain career path that you maybe have identified as something you want to explore further. What are your thoughts around that? I mean, that's kind of just popped in my head, so I wanted to share that. But that's kind of a couple of interesting takes I thought about what you mentioned.
This really, really vibrates with me. I have got kids too, and I had a use case, sort of call it that. I got an email from my kid's teacher, and it just stresses me out. She's gonna get a lower grade and perhaps, even E or F, and she's been going to the bathroom too much and forgot her computer, and she's behind in topics. So this is not what we want, and we can't do a lot about it. So what you're talking about is so good, and I've been thinking about it a lot. What could play out with our Hope AI it's we don't even need to implement this in our system. It's kind of automatic. So the first kid in the world that will use Hope AI and say something like this: I want I don't want to go to school. I want to learn. I want to be on the basket court, on the basketball school, getting coached by good coaches, and also perhaps there will be cheerleaders. We will have fun. I can do my school there. Then the AI will say, okay, let's fix it. And it will get on board other AIs, talk about this. And most likely, it will not take many hours or days until they ask also, they find a solution, and then they will ask. There are people already doing this. They will ask book authors from school to upload their books to AI agents and have them train them a little bit. So then the AI agent can do the training in that topic completely without the teacher, and it will give the incitament, do the crypto payments, set that up with contracts so that they can get paid when someone takes the class. And playing that out, the end scenario will be that the kid can be there in the same conversation with the parents, selecting different top books for the curriculum. Maybe they want US history or Azerbaijan history if they are over there. And it perhaps will be a Berkeley AI teaching agent. And you set up everything and you just start taking the classes from basket court or some days in school. And from there, you don't need exams, you don't need grades. The AIs will identify the gaps, just as you say, and help to fill those gaps, move the kid forward. And the social aspects will be there. The kid just asks for other friends. They can be there online, and they can also meet on the basket court or at the cafe and be updated by other AIs on their progress. They could have super pro dancers come in and match them if it's a dancing class or any type of topic, art, or space, you name it.
Yeah, so like almost like a supercomputer that's connecting people with like interests and like desires. Man, so many different rabbit holes we can go down exploring this technology. It's really, I think it's amazing, and I would I don't know, what are your take when people are apprehensive of AI? Like, so many people are scared that it's going to cause problems or what. I think we've seen one too many movies about the future that they're kind of worried. What kind of advice would you give that person that's hesitant to basically go down that rabbit hole of learning about AI and how it could benefit them?
I usually try to talk on my podcast about potential scenarios, to open that topic up, to hear what people think. So what will happen on workplace is one thing, what will happen in school is another thing, and for unemployed, for homeless people, there are different topics. I think for workplace is one of the most important because people are afraid they will lose their jobs, things will drastically change. So I like that use case. I think for the future, people will love to be on their workplace. Um, Employees and leaders, bosses will have AI agents. So if there is a manager bullying an employee, keeping them trapped in their silo, not being able to become leaders, etc., then the employee will most likely talk to someone or it's AI, and the bullying will come up. Other AI agents of AI, HR, etc., will help to coach that manager to get rid of bad behavior in that sense. So what I see in workplace, there will be super lovely environments. You will be successful if you talk a lot, you communicate, you help people, you help them with their ideas, you help them to achieve goals and dreams, and you will be more connected to what they're doing. So this is what I see for future workplaces. So it's very, very positive.
Yeah, so it'll be more of a positive impact, making people's jobs a lot easier, a lot better to manage, a lot. It's like all those extra help you wish you had when you're working. Like, I wish I had 10 other people to help me. Well, now you can have an agent that can be that. one of the things, I don't know if you agree with this, but I tell a lot of people just kind of briefly when they're scared of AI, it's like AI is not necessarily going to take your job, but someone that's very well versed in AI possibly could, because they're going to need, to understand how to use those tools. Because it's going to really be about productivity. How productive can you be, and how creative can you be? And if you can be more productive with utilizing AI tools versus doing everything the old way or not using any kind of automations, then other people could easily outperform you. Do you kind of, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree that I think that's a pretty traditional thought. And I kept just thinking about one thing is like you could potentially have 10,000s of AI agents working, not perhaps not for you, many of them for you, but in relating to some requests you had that got them in on the teams. So you'll become very powerful by having a lot of ideas in an ecosystem like this and invest in other AI agents doing well, helping companies in their sales, referring. There will be so many opportunities for you. You can help someone like in the car and gas station example, you can talk to the garage AI agent, and that AI agent might also ask for the passengers, families. You can talk to the area, so there's no problem. You can see what kind of problems, what do you see for your kid? Are you like and they will say, yeah, we're kind of looking for a job for our kid. So the gas station agent can actually help to set up, get a job for the passenger in the car, and match that with founders and make crypto. There's like a lot of things going on, and you can have a huge success by involving yourself a lot, caring, and having ideas. So I think it's not just by having one AI, using AI on your company and become a good employee. I see that there is 1,000 times the potentiality with AI to AI business.
So that's an interesting future to look forward to. Definitely exciting. Man, as we wrap up, it's been a pleasure having you on today. But I really want to encourage everyone listening to check out your podcast. So can you share where your podcast name? Where can they find it? And any other relevant information if somebody wants to start following you on social media.
Yeah, that would be Mans Nasman podcast on Spotify. That's the main place.
Hmm. Awesome. So just search that in. Mans Nasman. We also have it in the description here. Um, any final words? Anything you'd like to share before we wrap up? And also, one final question I would say is, if you were to zoom out, say 5 years from now, what does that what does that world look like? Say in a workplace with AI agents. What do you see 5 years from now?
From 5 years, I would say it's pretty close to what I said before. It will be magic. It will be the people most positive, most empathetic, with most empathy for the other people. There will be things going on in the office, on the customer market with some single complaint or something, and everyone in the office will know about it. And as soon as it shows up, they will talk about it. The AIs will talk about it. So it's old news as the people come into work, and the person most empathetic will become the managers of leaders of the company, the office, and every employee will be an influencer and a leader. Basically, you won't perhaps need to do, if you check out leadership, ceoship, those things that they don't do today, becoming really firm with orders, etc. It will be so much different. So we will see leaders in every employee, a seller in every employee, and everyone helping that employee to become a leader and have personal growth. This is what's going to happen all the time in your at your job.
Thank you so much for that, man. Definitely love your insight. Love what you're doing. Encourage everybody, as we mentioned before, follow his podcast. So Mans, thanks again for joining us today, and thanks everyone for listening. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Wayne. Have a good day, everyone.